Hi, welcome to my channel, Amy's Bookie Nook. Why did I decide to start a YouTube channel? Well, there's a YouTuber that you might or might not know about, called what is he called? Bookish Dad Reads. He really inspired me to start up my own YouTube channel. He's great. He's real, he's raw, no frills, but great content. To be honest, I've wanted to do a YouTube channel for a really long time. Not particularly about books, but just in general. I've always wanted to do my own YouTube content, but I just didn't think I was good enough. And that's what I really like about Bookish Dad Reads, because he's so upfront about it. He's like, you're not going to find anything artistic on my channel, you know, no luxury cars. You know, he's just a normal guy and I'm just a normal girl. So it's the same with me. Like, I'm a single mum of 5. I don't particularly have much money. I'm just a normal woman. And yeah, it's a no frills channel. But I hope that someone out there will enjoy it. I had to write notes for this because I will forget what I want to say. But so yeah, sorry about the background. I'm currently living in a hotel at the moment with all my children. It's been a complete nightmare. Just before Christmas, we had a huge leak in our roof in the lounge, and the workmen came to have a look, and they started pulling the roof down, and they didn't check for asbestos, and there was loads of asbestos. So we had to be decanted into a hotel all over the Christmas period, and we are still living in a hotel. And let me tell you, the novelty has long since worn off, but I've been doing a lot of reading. So yeah, Bookish Dad's Reads is what inspired me to start off my YouTube channel, but I also am over on Instagram and on Goodreads as well. I'll put my links to those are in my bio on YouTube if you wanted to check those out as well. Okay, so I've been a bookaholic my whole life, basically. Since I learned to read, I've been obsessed with books. And I think one of the main inspirations for me was my Aunt Shelley. She had just a passion for literature. She studied English literature at Cambridge University in England, but she particularly loved poetry, and she was a brilliant writer of poetry as well. She passed away not that long ago from lung cancer. She was quite young, late 40s, and I remember visiting her in the hospital, and I took her the book when it just came out, Girl on a Train. I don't know if you've heard of it, so that will always be a really special book to me. It was a genre that she enjoyed, and unfortunately she didn't get to read it because I didn't actually realise how unwell she was when I went to visit her. But I think it was the day after that she actually died, and she never got to read it. I have read it, and I personally think it's a brilliant book. So yes, a bit about me. I am a single mom of 5. I've already said that. I've got 2 children, one's 7 and one's 5, who are both autistic. My 7-year-old is non-verbal autistic with global development delay, and my 5-year-old has got some words. He is also autistic with global development delay, but he's got suspected ADHD as well. And in the UK, you can't actually be diagnosed with ADHD until you are 6, and it is not until your child turns 6 that you can actually even go onto the waiting list to be assessed for ADHD, and then that can be like years until you get seen and have the assessment and potentially given the diagnosis, and then it's another waiting list for medication for ADHD, which I think is crazy. Like, my son needs medication. He literally spends his days just literally bouncing off the walls. It's exhausting for everybody, and for him. Like, he needs medication, definitely. I know people are kind of split in their opinion about that, whether children should be medicated, but if you met my son, you would probably agree with me. It's affecting his quality of life, but also me and my other children's quality of life. It's like if your child has got hearing problems, you would get them hearing aids. Hearing aids. If they had problems with their eyes, they would get given glasses. But for some reason, a child with a chemical imbalance in their brain has to wait and suffer, you know? It's crazy. But yes, okay. I did actually have to give up my career because it was very difficult, because mainstream nurseries, when my boys were younger, couldn't handle my children. I was often getting phone calls most days asking me to come and collect them, or come in and help them with nappy changes and things, or behaviours that they couldn't cope with. And it just became really impossible to work, to be honest. We're very lucky in the UK to have carers allowance and help from the government for people that are caregivers to children with disabilities. So that's how I'm supporting myself. But I do miss going to work. I like going to work. I like the adult interaction. I like having a lunch break. I like earning money for my family. And my days do tend to just blend into each other, because I don't know if you've got any experience of autism, but sometimes my children don't actually sleep, so it's like 24-hour care. Like, it's tiring, and I don't get really any time for myself or my older children. And my boys are still not in a specialist provision. They're still in mainstream school, because even though they've both got a diagnosis, there just isn't space for them in the SEND schools that are local to me. So we are just waiting for spaces to become available. And I think then I might be able to look at getting back into work, but certainly not at the moment. So a little bit about me. I love historical fiction. I like mystery and thrillers, multicultural fiction, especially anything to do with China or Japan or Egypt. And I love fantasy and romantasy. Oh my goodness. And I've only just got back into reading after about a 10-year reading slump. And I'm completely new to Rebecca Yarros, and I've just found out about her, and I'm like, Onyx Storm's coming out soon, and I haven't read her other ones, and I'm thinking, can I fit them in before Onyx Storm comes out? Probably not, but I want to read them all desperately. And if you've got any other fantasy recs for me, please leave them in the comments. I love them. I've just finished The West Wind by Alexandra Warwick, and I just was enchanted by it. So reading for me is a form of escapism. My world has actually shrunk considerably, being a mum to two quite autistic children. I can't really take any of my children places that we used to go to, like day trips, even like out into the community to parks and museums and shops and stuff. Mostly no. Very, very difficult to do with the boys. It's just easier to stay indoors with them most of the time, and I know that sounds awful, but it's like for safety reasons sometimes. I am very fortunate to have carers that come and help me a few hours every day, but that was after a lot of fighting to get that support, like years worth of it, and getting rejected for it multiple times, saying that my boys didn't meet threshold. We finally got that support put in place. Last year, actually, I was admitted into hospital because I had a complete breakdown. I was suicidal. I just could not cope. So that was kind of the tipping point, and I think the local authority recognised that if I carried on, that they would end up having to take my children, because I wouldn't have been able to look after them anymore. So life has gradually just improved over the last year with a little bit more support in place. And I've rediscovered my love for reading, and it has saved me. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Being able to escape into the realms of other people's imaginations, even when I can't really go anywhere, I can. From my own room, right now, my own hotel room, I can sit and just decompress, relax, and just go somewhere else mentally. And reading is like a lifeline for me. Yeah, I love it. I'm saying a lot. I will get more confident. You have bear with me. This is my first YouTube video. So what are you gonna, if you subscribe to me and come back and listen to my videos that I'm gonna make, I want to do book recommendations, book reviews. I do want to read excerpts from books as well. I think at some point I would really love to do narration for audiobooks. That's like been a dream of mine for quite a while. So I want to just play around with that a little bit and read aloud from books, which I don't know, do you guys think that would be something that you'd enjoy? I likely talk about books, obviously, but also about my daily life, what life looks like for me. I'm probably going to talk about autism and neurodiversity quite a lot because it's a big part of mine and my children's lives. And I just want to make connections with other book lovers, to be honest, because that's what I love about the Bookstagram community, is they're so friendly. Like, they're the most friendliest group of people that I've ever come across. Like, even on normal Instagram, people aren't that friendly, but the bookish community are so friendly, and I love it there. I feel like I found my tribe, so I'm just looking to make some more of those connections on YouTube. Because Bookish Dad Reed said to me that there's a whole different community over on YouTube. The book community on YouTube is completely different from the one on Instagram and Goodreads. So I want to make more bookish friends. And also, I think I've said this, I don't have a lot of adult interaction in my actual real life. So to make friends online is like something that I really would like. Make those genuine friendships with people online. So I think I've covered everything. So yeah, leave me comments in the comment section if you've got any suggestions for content as well, or if you just want to introduce yourself and say hey. I would love that. So I hope my first video went okay, and the next one I make, I won't be saying quite so much, and maybe will be a little bit more interesting and a little bit more focused on books. But I just thought it was really important to do a get to know me video and just share with you a little bit about what you can expect from my channel moving forward. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye.